Hello students, myself Dr. Narendra Rally, Assistant Professor, PG Department of Commerce and Management Studies, VSM College Autonomous, Ramachandrapuram. I am here to explain you on the concepts of Cobb-Douglas production function. In the earlier video, you have learnt about what is production function, how is it called in the short run and long run, what is law of variable proportions, what is returns to scale, and what is the least cost combination, etc. And now in this video, let us understand the Cobb-Douglas production function, which was uh, developed by C.W. Cobb and H. Douglas. While discussing the production theory of the firm, economists C.W. Cobb and P.H. Douglas used a special form of production function, which is known as Cobb-Douglas production function. It is also known as a CD production function. They made a statistical inquiry into some manufacturing industries. They made a statistical inquiry into some manufacturing industries in America and other countries to trace empirical relations between changes in physical inputs and the resulting output. Changes in physical output. It explains the relationship between changes in physical output and the resulting sorry changes in the physical input and the resulting output. From their statistics, a generalized form of production function with two variable inputs, such as labor and capital, has been evolved, which is as follows. Q is equal to A of P comma K to the power of 1 minus B, where Q is the quantity of output, where Q is quantity of output. L and K stands for L for lapper and K for capital, while A and B are the class elasticities of production function. This A and B are the elasticities of production function. They are the positive constants. The above stated production function is a linear and homogeneous function of degree 1, which establishes constant returns to the scale. Here, The parameter A is known as the parameter A is known as efficiency or efficient parameter. The higher the value of A, the higher would be the level of output. The higher the level. Properties of Cobb-Douglas production function. Properties of Cobb-Douglas production function. It possesses a number of important properties which have made it widely useful in the analysis of economic theories. The Cobb-Douglas production function is a homogeneous function. The degree of homogeneity of the function is being alpha plus beta, for here we obtain the data to estimate production function can be obtained from relevant sources such as company records, accounts on employment, purchases, output, etc. For using regression methods, time series, cross-sectional data may be collected. Leonti production function. The production function, which represents employment of fixed proportion of inputs and does not allow any substitution among the inputs, is known as Leonti production function. For example, suppose 20 units of input 1 and 50 units of input 2 are employed to manufacture a particular product of 10 units of input. "20 units of input 1 plus 50 units of input 2 are employed to manufacture a particular product. Are employed to manufacture a particular product. Are employed to manufacture a particular product. If 10 units of input 1 and 5 units of input 2 are required to produce 1 unit of output, if 10 units of input 1 plus 5 units of input 2 are required to produce 1 unit of output, This is known as Leonti production function. The main attributes of Cobb-Douglas production function are conversion of algebraic form into log linear form. And the second one is estimates with the help of linear regression analysis. And it is the homogeneous acts as a homogeneous production function. It makes use of parameters which signifies elasticity coefficients. Uses elasticity coefficients. It depicts the non-existence of production at zero cost. The Cobb-Douglas production function in economics, a production function is an equation that describes the relationship between input and output, or what goes into making certain product. And Cobb-Douglas production function is a specific standard equation that is applied to describe how much output two or more inputs are into a production process make, with capital and labor being the typical inputs described. The theory was developed by economists Paul Douglas and mathematician Charles Cobb. Fortunately, most early criticism of Cobb-Douglas production function was based on their methodology of research into the matter. Essentially, economists argued that the pair do not have enough statistical evidence to observe at the time and as it related to use. With the introduction of this unifying theory in national economies, Cobb and Douglas shifted the goal disclosure as it is related to micro and macroeconomic perspectives. So this is all about your Cobb-Douglas production function.